back to another live with Jarrell Henderson. Me, I was about to say your guest, your host. Um, so listen, um, today I want to talk about, is it time to quit your job? And I just want to put some things into perspective. So a lot of people have asked me, like, how did I know when it was the right time to quit, walk away from my job? What made me, like, what got me over that hill? What almost like what basically made me um look what I'm doing, y'all. So like because a lot of people have been asking me to show like lifestyle stuff too. So it's like, okay, here's lifestyle. So like y'all know I drive a I own luxury cars and I have a luxury car rental company. So I'm in one of my cars right now. Actually um headed out to a meeting this morning. But basically I wanted to just touch on again, is it time to quit your job? So honestly, some I was told last night, like because I got a meeting today, like, and I have meetings every Sunday, but I've never had like these type of meetings that I'm about to go to, like in person meetings, like real meetings every weekend, right? And so I was told last night, like, man, it was like, man, like entrepreneurship doesn't stop. Keep in mind that like yesterday, went out yesterday, went to a concert, all of these different things, right? But entrepreneurship, it doesn't stop. It just doesn't. And that was the conversation. It was like how it doesn't stop, like how it's you know all the time, how you know it's just continual. And so, how would you know if it's time to quit your job? Is if you're ready to work 7 days a week. Period. Like that's when it's time to quit your job. If you're ready to work 7 days a week, that is the perfect time to quit your job. If you're not ready to work 7 days a week on your business, you're not ready to quit your job. That's the simplest answer. And I say that to say because like you have phases in business. So when you're a startup business owner, what's going to happen is that as a startup business owner, you're going to be in like a grind season for probably the first 2 to maybe 4 years. And in that grind season, you're going to be making mistakes. You're going to be figuring the business out. You're going to be hiring new employees. You're going to be figuring out what works. That third to like fourth, maybe even fifth year is when it's time to scale. Now that's not always the case, but let's talk about it from perspective of like the things that I talk about on the actual channel. So when you look at from an event space perspective, that first 6 months to a year is like you figuring out the business a lot. Now, in between that time, your business can extremely blow up because like it's events, and long as you put yourself out there to plenty of people, it's going to be easier for you to take and get those bookings. But at the same time, if you work in a 9 to 5 and you're running the event venue, and you're a full time, mom, husband, whatever, like you got a lot of stuff going on. So you can't put 100% into any one thing. Now that does slow your pace a little bit. So what do you do? What do you do to not slow the pace? You just put people in place. Now, what does any of this have to do with quitting your job? Well, it has everything to do with it because when you think about it, you're quitting your job to get your time back. But when you start a business, when you first start, that first year again to that 3 year mark could be a super grind season where you're in the business every day, 24/7, not literally, but you're really working in a business. So like I can't remember the last day that I was just like, I'm not gonna do anything in business. I don't have per se days off as much as I have like breaks throughout the day. And even when I'm off or taking a break, I'm still on. I'm still thinking about business, still thinking about advancing. So you're always going to be working in some degree on the business because like the larger corporations, they're working 24/7 on their business. They have a team of people. But when you first starting out, you are that team of people until you hire a team of people. And even when you hire that team of people, you still have to train them on what you want them to do, and they have to understand the vision of the company and where you're going. So like right now, because I started something new, and it's not really even something new, but I'm like really putting my energy and effort there, and in terms of like a business consulting space, because I'm already doing business coaching. Well, I have my consulting company, which is a marketing and media company, but we offer business consulting services as well. And basically that's the marketing and media is under the business consulting. So we look at the business model and we do X, Y, and Z in that specific company. Though, in order for me to grow it and not have to work so hard in it, I have to now hire more people. I'm in the process now of hiring more people. These people are virtual assistants that can do some of the day-to-day tasks. So you're not ready to quit your job unless you're ready to start paying people, unless you're ready to work inside your business, like from on like that 24, like you ready to work really hard in the business. And I mean that in like need help, like pay people. Like a lot of times when we think about, "Man, I gotta pay somebody to do this, I could just do it," and it's like, no, the purpose of you getting in your business is not for you to wear all the different hats. You wear all the different hats so you can learn the business at first, and then the quickest thing that you want to do is outsource those things so you can free up some of your time. Like I came into the year with a team, and a lot of my time was free. And so I explained this to my mentorship group. I was telling them for event spaces, I was like, I had one of the best months in business I've ever had coming into this year, the best couple of months actually. But then as soon as I let my team go and went back to, well, I can do it myself, that kind of that disrupted my business. And I say this to say that, like, you get in business for your time back. You're quitting your job to get your time back. So the common denominator is that in order to have your time back, you need help. So don't quit your job. You'll know when you're ready to quit your job is when you're ready to get help, when you're ready to work really hard in your business every day and not really take days off with breaks, you know, because you don't have off days in your business. Like somebody could call me today and say, Jarrell, I need to book a party. Somebody could call me today and say, Jarrell, I want to do I want to start my event space business. Somebody could call me today and say, "Look, I need to rent one of your vehicles." Someone could like, so it's no days off here. It's really no days off. Even in event space, like yeah, you can have your event space to where y'all only doing events Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But if you really want to be smart with it, that's a business model that's open 7 days a week because you can do things in there 7 days a week. You can have events 7 days a week with the marketing media company. In terms of placing phone calls with the company, it's in place terms of placing phone calls. You can only reach us. You can only reach. You can't reach us 7 days a week. I'm sorry, but that's my point. Like you're not ready to quit the job that you're in unless you're ready to work more hours than the job that you're in. That's it. And it's not like it's not bad hours. It's not like it's like I'm extremely exhausted. I can't do anything. Like I went to a concert last night. Went to a concert, went out, went to a day party celebration thing, and I still was able to get work done beforehand. And so it requires you, like in order for me to live the life that I want to live while running my businesses, I have to wake up earlier than everybody else. I have to be what they say, the early bird gets the worm. I'm the early bird. I wake up early and I get the worm every single day. Today it's a Sunday. I've been up since about 6:30 on a Sunday. Like you gotta get up and you gotta get right to it. I got up, got right to it, walked my dogs, um, worked on worked on worked on my consulting business, and that was that. Like that's what you have to do. That's like really literally what you have to do, and it's not anything bad. It's not anything negative. It's not anything. It's just you in order to quit the job, you have to be willing to work more hours than while you're in the job. And I think that this, and I'm sorry if I've done it, But I think so many people put out the wrong image of entrepreneurship, and they put this image out that you're automatically going to work less. You're not going to have to do anything. And yes, you may work less to make the money, but you still, until you hire people to help you, you're still going to be working on the business, working in the business all the time instead of on the business. Once you hire people, then you're working on it and not in it. So working in the business looks like you setting up parties. Working on the business is looks like you figuring out a way to bring in more sales, to grow and scale it. Working in the business looks like you taking all the phone calls. Working on the business looks like you putting together a marketing strategy to grow and scale. So just knowing those simple tweaks, simple differences is gonna take you, take you and what you already got going on to that next level. Because I mean, everybody wants to quit their job. Like nobody really wants to work for anybody, but just know working for yourself, you're gonna end up being harder on you because I mean, you're all you got. There's no bosses when you work for yourself, but you. There's no hours that you have to be in besides the ones that you define. There's no paid time off unless you set yourself up for those things. Like you don't have any of those extra benefits that you would get from quitting your job, besides the fact that okay, your time is your time, but that can be a very good thing, and it can be extremely dangerous because if you don't know how to manage your time properly right now, while you have the job, how are you going to be able to manage your time properly when no one can tell you what to do with your time? Like when you start that business, no one tells you, "Hey, you got to finish this project." And so I find it in my experience from having team. I've had a team multiple times, right? I find it that it's easier to manage projects and get things done when you have a team because they're going to keep you on task because they're going to be checking in. Like when you start being responsible for people, they're asking you what do we need to do today, or okay, is this done, or do you have more work for me, or this or that or this or everything truly changes. Everything does truly change once you start the business that you've been wanting to start. But does that automatically mean as soon as you start that business, it's like, hey, party time, let me quit my job? No, that doesn't necessarily mean that. So I just urge you, if you can, keep your job. Don't quit the job until you can either hire a team or until you've made enough money to where you can still hire a team. Because hiring a team is gonna you're gonna have to be willing to have a dip in your business. Once you start hiring your team, you're gonna have a dip in business, and you got to be willing to have that dip and go through that phase where sales and things like that, they slow down shortly. It's a very brief period. When you hire a team, your sales do go down briefly. It's very brief, 1 or 2 months. But that 1 or 2 months of sales being down is the major difference in you having a 6 figure year or a 7 figure year because you made that sacrifice. A lot of people just don't want to make the necessary sacrifice to say, well, I can just wait 1 or 2 months and train these people up, and then I can replace myself. And they don't look at it like that. When you hire a team, you're replacing yourself. The job that you work at, it works efficiently because it's a bunch of versions of you in the job. That's how these companies operate. You have to start operating as if you're a larger corporation because you are. Why aren't you? Once you do that, it's easier for you to take things to the next level, like in business. 100%. Hire a team, get help, and cut down some of these people that you. If you do already got team, cut down some of the people that you say are on your team. Like you don't need 30 people on your team when you're first starting out trying to pay 30 different people. You find people, and you for the start, you train them on multiple things. So when I look for virtual assistants, I'm training them on multiple things. Like right now I'm looking for virtual assistants that can do email marketing and that can do kind of like project management. So when I say project management, it sounds complicated, but it's really just, hey, I need an organized virtual assistant that can email market and that can reach out to all that can be in contact with all the clients and say, hey, this is what client A wanted from ABC Group. This is what client D wanted from um, do it yourself. Like, they know what each client wants, and then they turn around and say, if anything, hey, look, this is what each client wants. These are the things that we have to do to satisfy, the the need to satisfy what each client wants and or needs. So that's it. I'm actually at my destination, y'all. Um, I'm at my destination. So I yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna I guess I'll be doing another live very soon. I want to keep doing lives like I've been doing them, and I'll be putting up some new content very soon. I just honestly, y'all, it'd be my bad. I'll be sitting on it. I'll be having a lot going on, but I'm gonna drop some videos that's gonna help y'all with business, event spaces, whatever it is you really doing, entrepreneurship, all that. So peace and blessings.